All right, I'm getting ready to show y'all something that you don't see in Atlanta very often. Now, I live in Ellenwood, Georgia, but I'm not far from Atlanta. I mean, honestly, I think if I head west, I think if I drive about maybe 6 miles, I'll be in Atlanta. Yeah, I know I'm still wearing a dirty shirt, but I don't feel like changing shirts and I'm not going out in public. I'm here to tell y'all a story about the time I went, stole a car, and changed it over. Now, I did this, it was so long ago, I believe the statute of limitation is up. So I don't think I can get in trouble telling y'all this, but if you want to come lock me up for something I did 30 years ago, hey, I can't stop you. Now, okay, I can't remember who started this. I don't remember who started it. I want to say I started. I think I actually did. I think out of all our little group. So I was riding around and I saw this lady had this old 240Z in her backyard. You know how you ride on the street and you look at a house, you look past that house and you can see the backyard of somebody else's house. So I saw a 240Z sitting back. It looked like it didn't have no tires or anything on it. So I went around the corner. Well, I went around the block on the next street. Went to this lady's house and she had a 240Z with no motor, no transmission. She said I think her brother took the motor out. He was supposed to come get the car, but he never did. But anyway, I bought the car from her for $40. I think I paid $40 for it. She might have gave it to me. But anyway, I took the damn VIN number out the dash, out the door, and there was a plate in the engine compartment. I took all three plates out. Now, 240Zs, there's also a VIN stitched onto the firewall on the passenger side, but most policemen don't go that far. If the VIN in the window, they might look in the door, and that's really about it. Police is gonna look. As long as they look straight, those two places, they're not gonna look anywhere else. Well, I bought this like I said, either I bought it or she gave it to me. I really don't remember. But anyway, I took the van out, took it to a junkyard, and I think I sold it for $40 for junk. I think I did. That might have been where the $40 came from. But anyway, I took the van, and you didn't need an emission for that car because, well, it was a 70, 72, 73, I really don't remember. It was 70 to 73 240Z. Anywho, I went out and got a fake insurance card. And I think the lady gave me a bill of sale. Yeah, she gave me a bill of sale. And I went and got a fake insurance card. I went down and I ended up getting a tag for a car that did not exist. Okay? And I like 240Zs, but I would rather have a 75 to 78 280Z because they have more power, they have fuel injection. 240s always seemed like they were they were bending when you're driving down the street. It was fun to drive. They just seemed old and raggedy. A 75 to 78 280Z had more power. It seemed more stiffer. And it actually was, because the 240, on the hood, they used to say they weighed 2750, the 240. And the 280Z, I think it said they weighed 3,000 pounds, I think. But anyway, they felt more substantial. They felt tighter, okay? It was a lot faster. I'm not going to say what mall we went to, but it was a really, really nice mall in Atlanta, okay? So we went to this really, really nice mall in Atlanta, and I saw this 275 280Z. I ain't gonna say what color it was, but it was a nice, clean 280Z. Now, I I think I don't know what I told y'all or not. 240Zs, 260, 280s, 280ZXs, the freaking switches were bad. You know, after so while they would get towed up, rattling or whatever. If you had, like a friend of mine, he had a 240Z. He made me a copy of his car, and he knew I wasn't gonna take his car, but we used to walk through parking lot, stick the key into 240s, 260, 280, and some ZXs, and it would unlock the door. And we just get in the car, crank it up, drive off. Well, I did this to this 75 280Z. Got in it, cranked it up, and drove it off. Nobody knew a word. But it has some aftermarket wheels on it. I don't remember. I think it was 14, 15. I don't know. It was low profile. I mean, not low profile, but we just said it was wheels. I don't give out too much information. I had stole another 280Z and had parked it in the woods. I took the wheels off of that 280Z and put them on the one I stole. And I ended up selling those wheels to somebody. I don't remember who. And that was really about the only thing that was noticeable about the car, that the owner, I mean, it was a normal color, but it was a clean color. But again, that person was also from out of town. So I wasn't worried about him seeing me ride around. And to be honest with you, when you took those low profile tires off and put the regular Z wheels, 280Z rims or whatever, it looked like a completely different car. Because we thought the car was lowered, but the car wasn't lowered. He just put those low profile tires and it made the car sit lower. But anyway, I put the tag, the VIN on that car. Again, I had a fake insurance car and it ran wonderful, right? And I took the muffler off the car. And this is another example of how people always talking about they get more power if they take the muffler off. Here's a prime example of that. I learned a long time ago. That car would run 125 miles per hour all day long, okay? I took the muffler off. I don't think it had a resonator, but I took the muffler off and it was loud as hell. Sounded like a damn truck. It really didn't sound good. Well, it sounded good at higher RPM. But anyway, I went out on the expressway and that sucker still ran 125 miles per hour. How much horsepower you say? It had 170 horsepower, which doesn't sound like a lot of power, but back then, that was pretty fast. You know. Anywho, what happened to this car? Well, I got arrested for stealing another car, and I had to go to prison. So I left this car with a friend of mine while I went to prison. But before all that happened, I want to tell you, this will make, I was telling the story about, I was telling the story about how guys who like me, I don't like them because they're ugly, old, gay acting, breath smell, butt smell, or something. Something's going to be messed up about them. You know, I don't want to get off the subject, but I'm not going to get off the subject. Anyway, in that video, I was talking about this guy who went out and stole a Scirocco. Okay, now, I told my parents, that I had stole some car stuff, some parts, and I sold them. Well, actually, I told them I bought a car. I mean, I stole a car, a newer car, sold it, and took the money to buy this 280Z. Right? It was an older car. He knew it was an older car. He didn't know what it was, but he knew it was an older car, and that story seemed plausible. When it came to lying to my parents about stolen cars, I was pretty good at it, you know, because I was smart enough to know what they would believe and what they wouldn't. But I had a friend who was 1 year younger than me. He was suburban. I was attracted to him too. Now, the funny part is this. I was attracted to him, but he wasn't attracted to me. It's so funny. Now, I wish I could have gotten him to be attracted to me. But whatever. It makes it so bad. I see pictures of him on Facebook. I'm 50, so he's 49. I mean, I'm still attracted to him, which I guess there are some 49-year-old men I'm attracted to, huh? Anywho, okay, so this is what I told my parents. So I was parking the car at home. I had a tag, again, fake insurance card. So back then, you show your insurance card to an officer, there was no way for them to verify it worked. So you could use a fake insurance card. As long as you didn't crash. You get in an accident, that's a different story. You don't show them a fake insurance card because you get charged with forgery or something. So just, if you don't have insurance, just tell them you don't have insurance. You get in trouble, but you'll be less of a charge than forgery. But getting back to it, so a lot of people start wanting to do what I did. A lot of people start going out buying junk Z's, and they would go out and steal a nice looking Z and change the VIN. Oh, let me tell you how I changed the VIN. Nissans was also so, the older 240Z, you could take your finger, reach onto the dash, grab the VIN number, and pull it out. Now, it wasn't easy because the ribbons, well, this car, I just pulled it out. I just reached down and grabbed them, and they were hard, and I broke them out. And then I just took the rivets, and I put a little super glue to glue the rivets on top of the VIN number, and then put a little super glue to put the VIN on a new car. Just sat it down there, and it was dry, and it looked just like it came from the factory. The rivet in the door, I mean, they rivet the little plaque in the door, but you try to pull them out with a screwdriver without damaging. And then a friend of mine, he used the rivet gun. He riveted in the door. And the one outside up on the hood, I think it's screwed in with Phillip head screws. Well, anyway, like I said, the car was legit. I never got pulled over driving the car, not once. But if I had gotten pulled over, I would have been gladly to show my license. Also, that car, I broke probably a record that I couldn't put in the Guinness book. Actually, I didn't even think about it. I made a pledge to go 125 miles per hour every day for 30 days. And I deliberately did that. And the thing, I remember one time I come home, I was walking inside the house and I realized, damn, I didn't do 125 today. And I said to myself, well, I'm gonna just say I did because nobody gonna know the difference. But then I said, you know what? I'm going to know the difference. And I'm gonna know I'm lying. So I went back out of my car and went out on 285 and hit 125 miles per hour. Turned around, came back home and went to bed feeling good. And I actually did it for 30 days. I did that. It just, I don't know, just something I wanted to do. Yeah, I know it may seem, actually it doesn't seem, it seemed probably more stupid then than it do now, because people now, with these damn charges, people easily go 125 miles per hour now. But back in 89, 90, 125 miles per hour was hard to do because very few cars will run that damn fast. You know, very few cars. Anywho, so this friend goes out and steals a Scirocco, and a white Scirocco, and it was an older white Scirocco at that. So, and there's not that many, I mean, there wasn't that many Scirocco's in Atlanta. And we told him, man, to park the car, get you a Scirocco, and we'll figure out how to change the VIN on it. He wouldn't do it. And he wants to ride, and he always wanted to pick up a girl. He always had to go out and pick up a girl. And I'm gonna tell you something quickly he told me one time. When I told him, we was friends, when I told him I was gay, he didn't want nothing to do with me. Well, when I told him I liked him, he didn't want nothing to do with me. I knew he didn't like gay people. I think the boy was molested when he was younger. But I knew he didn't like gay people. But I thought because we were friends, he would like me. As soon as I told him I was gay, he didn't want nothing to do with me. But anyway, he told me this one time. He said that whenever he started to feel gay, he'd go out and find a woman. And at the time, I didn't think nothing about that. And some years later, people was telling me, why would a straight man feel gay? Then I started wondering, is that the reason why so many guys out here of trying to have relations with so many women because they are feeling gay. Another subject. Anyway, so this fool would not park the car, right? He decided to, he told his mama, he driving the car, he told his mama that I took him to an auction to buy this car, okay? And so he goes out one night, try to take a girl out in Decatur, is where he stole the damn car from, right? A white Scirocco, an older white Scirocco. There ain't many out here, you know? Even now, well, they don't make Scirocco's no more, but hell, I mean, they make Golfs, but like my body style Golf, you don't see that many out here. You see Jettas, you see Bugs, you don't see that many Golfs. But anyway, the owner friend of something saw him and he went to the movie theater, followed him to the movie theater and called the police, and they waited for him to come out of the movie theater and lock his dumb A up. And he called his mama, and his mama like, you know, I thought you said Black took you to the auction. So you know what she did? Ran her ignorant butt over my house. And this is the funny part. He was a year younger than me. He taught me how to steal cars. I did not know how to steal cars before I met him, right? His whole time, now see, when I was 17, I had a full beard. Just like it's white, I mean, it was black then. I had a full beard. So everybody thought I was like 30 years old, you know, 25, 30 years old. He was 1 year younger than me. So his mother thought I was a grown man. So she thought I was influencing her son when her son, the one who taught me how to steal cars, you know. And the funny thing, I only stole cars because I wanted to be around him. When I first saw him, I thought he really wasn't that good looking. I mean, he was light skinned, he had big lips, he had big ears, he was real skinny, big feet. But he turned me on. He just turned me on. I love light skinned guys. And I really loved him. And I just wanted to be around him, so I stole cars to be around him. And I just keep it there. So anyway, she came to my house, raised hell. I went to the movies or went out to eat or something. I come home, my father and mama raising hell about the police. They overdid it. They had me thinking the police had come to the house looking for me. And my father called his friend with a tow truck and towed my damn car around the corner and parked it on the side street and left it there, right? And didn't want to tell me where the car was. But he finally told me. I'm like, I got some personal stuff in that car with my name on it. I need to get. I lied to him. Well, actually, I did. I had the insurance card. So he told me where it was. I went around there, got the car, and drove back. The car was legal, okay? The car was, well, it was stolen, but it was legal, you know? So what else happened? Oh, he had went in my room. I had a briefcase in my room with some other VIN numbers I had gotten out of other Z's. Cause I had some Z's. Did the same thing, junked them or whatever. And I was going to get paperwork for the VIN numbers and sell them to people or whatever. He went in and threw the VIN numbers away, flushed them down the toilet. Pissed me, man. I wanted to kill that old man. My father, I wanted to kill him, you know. And I had some gold bars. I had found in a stolen car. He threw all that away. Man, I wanted to kill him. But anyway, I was so angry with this guy. I'm like, why can't you, if you're going to tell a lie to your mama, leave me out your lie. I told a lie to my parents, right? But I didn't put you in my lie. I don't put other people in my lies, you know? But he had to put me in his lie. And I'm like, you claim to be so damn smart. Why can't you lie and leave me the hell out of it? Anywho, what happened to that car? I went to prison. I had stolen, I was riding through Buckhead in a stolen Toyota Corolla FX16. That's FX16 is like a GTI, but it's a Corolla. And the funny thing is, a FX16 was like the base GTI example of a Toyota. I mean, of a Volkswagen. I mean, the FX16 was a base sports car. It looked like a normal rabbit. It looked like a rabbit, except it was a Toyota. It had 13-inch wheels on it. 175, 70, 13. I think that was the tire size. The damn car run 115 miles per hour. Okay? And you think, well, that ain't that fast. Atlanta City cop car, the Crown Vic, could only do 108. I mean, we used to run from police car in the FX16 and get away. But anyway, I was riding through Buckhead and I see this Mustang GT parked. I was in love with Mustangs. I love Mustang GTs. I pulled up, I heard the car running. Because I used to ride through gas stations and I would see somebody leave a car running, or I might, if I see a certain car I like, I might pull up, like just say the car was parked at the gas pump. I would pull up, get out the car, go up and act like I'm looking for some paper towels or looking at the fuel pump or whatever, and I would look in the person's car, and if I see the keys in the car, I would then park my car. Well, yeah, I would park my car and then come and jump in the car. So anyway, I go to this gas station or whatever, and there was a Mustang pulled into the not fuel pump, but like he was going in the store. I parked the FX16 at the edge of the store, walked over, I heard the car running. So I walked up and I said, well, I'm gonna try to open the driver door. Most likely the driver door is open. It's unlocked. So I opened the driver door, jumped into the car, threw that sucker in reverse, bagged out, and made the same mistake I made when I stole a brand new Mustang from the Ford dealership. Choked it down. Mustangs, back in 89, I mean, I guess 87, 88, 89, up until they went to that 6-speed transmission. First gear was not straightforward. First gear was forward and slightly to the left. That's what first gear. They did this because stupid people can't shift fast. They tried to make the transmission easier to shift from second to third. So they kind of tilted first gear over a little bit. They kind of moved third gear over a little bit. So when you shift from first to second, when you shift from second to third, you kind of go. It made it easier. It made it easier for stupid people. No other transmission that I knew of was like that, except for them damn Fords, right? But anyway, it might have been a shifter. But anyway, I backed the car out and thought I went to first and went to third, gave a gas, the car cut off. And when I went to crank the car up, it crunk up, but it was dragging like the battery bad or whatever. But I got the car started and I left out the parking lot. Why am I telling y'all this whole story? Oh, that's the reason why I got caught. It was a police chase. Turns out the damn man riding around with nothing but front brakes. Nothing but front brakes, had no back brakes. How you gonna drive around in a GT Mustang with no back brakes? If it had back brakes, I wouldn't have got caught. I didn't hit nobody. I don't think I hit anybody. But I made it to Atlanta, and I was over there in the AU Center. There was a big library over there. I think it was called the Woodruff Library or something. But anyway, I got away from the car, and I went through one side of the fence to this big old library, and I bust through the fence. And when I tried to bust through the other side of the fence, I kind of slowed down because I needed to turn after I went through the fence, but I didn't make it through the fence. The damn fence caught the car. So I got out of the car, crawled up on the fence, and ran. I was not good at running on my feet. Anyway, I ran down a few houses, went behind somebody's house, and stayed back there. But the problem was there was a damn dog that kept barking. And I said, man, God, will you shut up? So finally, I left, walked out. No, I think the man came out the house and saw me hiding behind the house. Man, get away from my damn house. And I was like, sir, I give you $100, you let me stay here. Man, get the hell out of my house. So I walked out on the street. I walked like maybe 3 or 4 houses down, and damn police saw me and arrested me. But anyway, so I had to go to prison for that. I got 3 years. The night before I went to court, I went out and stole like 3 damn cars. I kid you not. I went out and stole 3 cars and took them and dropped them off in certain places. And I told my friends to sell parts off the cars and give me money for my books or whatever. Cause having money in jail is kind of, a big deal. You can buy snacks and cookies and stuff like that. But anyway, that's the reason why I had to go to jail for 3 years. Oh, so, my friend that I left that stolen 280Z with, he had the 280Z in his garage. Okay, it would have been there when I got out of jail because he didn't drive it much. He had an RX-7, but I had another friend who needed a way to get back and forth to work, and he let that friend use the car. And his dumb ass falls asleep on the side of the road. On going back and forth to work, he falls asleep, wrecked the damn car. But he got the VIN out the door, the VIN off the hood, the tag, the insurance card, and he walked away from the car. So I was cleared because the car was in my name. And I never heard anything else about the car. As far as I know, the car got impounded or whatever. I guess that's the story of the changed over 280Z. And since then, quite a few people had done that. We don't do it no more. But hell, I don't want to call his name, but you guys have seen him in one of my videos. He, I think, was the last person to be driving a changed over car. It was a 82, 83 280ZX. I don't forget what happened to the car. I forgot what happened to the car. But anyway, this is Dre. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it was a long one, but I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, comments, please leave them. If you want to hear a story about anything that you think went on in my life, let me know. By the way, if you like me and you want to talk to me, you don't have bad breath, you're not fat, you're not old, you're not broke wrist, hit me up. And if you any of those, don't bother, because most likely I'm not gonna want to talk to you, right? If you cripple, I'm not really into crippled people. If you got one arm that's shorter than the other, or you got a little finger the little hand that's, I'm sorry, I'm just not into that. That turns me off. The Dre, y'all have a good day.